Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Monsul, the creator, the host, and the producer of this program called Communicating Today. We've been on Channel 10 here in Fairfax, Virginia for a long, long time, over 20 years. We're now approaching show number 600, which we hope to achieve in the very near future, probably sometime next year in 2011. We've had many wonderful programs for you in the past, and I know that tonight will be absolutely no exception. Now, for those of you who watch us on a regular basis, you know we come on 3 times every week. Every Wednesday evening in prime time at 8:30 p.m., every Friday morning for you early birds at 6:30 a.m., and every Sunday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. We've been on Channel 10, as I say, for a long, long time. We have a wonderful show in store for you tonight. We're going to be talking, the topic for our program tonight is, we have an author who is with us tonight. Her name is Vangie Williams, and she's sitting right alongside of me here. She's written a terrific book that I just finished reading a couple of days ago, entitled Broken Life, A Fight for Forever, book number 1. It's all about romance, slavery in the early 1800s, love, fear, adventure, anticipation, intrigue, and all kinds of wonderful emotions are in this particular book. And I know because I just finished reading it. It's 281 pages, 22 chapters of excitement and adventure and romance. You folks will love it just like I did. But without further ado, let me introduce the lady who wrote this book, the author on our program tonight. As I said, her name was Vangie Williams. She's from Washington, D.C. It's with a great deal of pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, that I introduce Vangie to you. My guest for tonight's program on Communicating Today, Vangie, welcome to our show. It's so nice to have you on our program.
Thank you, John.
Thank you for coming all the way from Washington, D.C. to Fairfax, Virginia, which probably took you about 45 minutes or so, I guess. Or no.
Actually, King George, Virginia.
Is that right?
Yes.
King George, Virginia.
Yes.
Oh, and where is that? Is that located near some big town?
South of La Plata.
La Plata.
And east of Fredericksburg.
And Fredericksburg. So that's roughly, I guess, about 50 miles or so, maybe?
About 3 hours.
Is that right, depending on traffic?
Yes.
And you probably hit a lot of traffic when you were coming down.
A lot of traffic.
Well, thanks for coming down anyway, in spite of the traffic and in spite of the long distance from King where?
King George, Virginia.
King George, Virginia. All right. It's nice to have you on our show. And I guess I'm going to fire away with a couple of questions about, we usually like to divide our program, Vangie, into 2 parts. The first part is to talk about the author, that's you in this case, a little bit about where you came from, your family, education, background, that sort of thing, what prompted you to get into writing, and wrote this wonderful book that I just finished reading. And then we'll take a short break in the middle of the show to reintroduce the program for the folks who might have tuned in a little bit late, and tell them who you are and who I am and what the show is all about. And then we'll do the last half of the program. We'll talk about the book itself.
Okay.
This wonderful book that, as I say, I just finished reading, and I think it's fantastic. It's wonderful. Congratulations on a great book.
Thank you.
Now, your name is Vangie Williams, and I know that Vangie, I've never heard that name before. It sounds to me, Vangie, like it's a nickname. And what does Vangie mean, and where did that come from?
Well, Vangie is short for Lavangeline. And ironically, I know 8 other Vangies. Yes, I actually used to work with a Vangie.
Oh, okay. Lavangeline is your real name. And as you mentioned, now you're from Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And then what you mentioned before the program, we were talking about you moved throughout the area here to several different locations, and now you're where you are now in Virginia. And family, I guess we were talking again before the program, you come from a pretty large family, I think.
Yes, I am married to my wonderful husband, and we have 6 daughters between us. Each one looks just like us, which is scary.
Oh, 6, right?
6.
Well, that's a big family, that's for sure.
Unusual family.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And now you went to school, I guess, in the Washington, D.C. area, early school, and then...
I actually went to school in Riverdale, Maryland. I graduated from Parkdale High School and left there as soon as I could to explore.
Riverdale, Maryland, okay. And was that grammar school and high school?
Elementary, middle school, and high school.
Right.
Very popular out there.
Right. And then what did you do after you graduated from high school?
Actually, I traveled around for a while and explored life and settled down with my husband at age 25.
Oh,
so
okay.
after 4 months of knowing each other, we decided to tie the knot, and it's been history since then.
Okay, was that in the Riverdale area or by that time?
Actually, we met in Virginia, completely out of our elements. Turns out our families were 10 miles apart, 10 blocks apart from each other.
Yeah.
Never knew each other and got to Virginia and met each other. Couldn't explain it.
Well, that's terrific. And then, so you took some time off after and to get married and start to raise a family.
Yes.
And now you have 6 children. And did you decide to pursue higher education after a period of time?
Yes,
what was that
definitely.
All about?
I wanted my daughters to have an example to see that you have to go to school, that you can do it at any cost, even if you don't do what you went to school for. Have an education to fall back on.
Right. So you did. So what school did you go to?
Well, I graduated from Strayer just recently. I actually went to Montgomery College for a long time studying construction management. I decided once I finished with that, get a business degree, and now I'm in my master's program.
Oh.
So I'm really excited.
And then when you're finished, you will have a master's in what?
MBA in project management.
MBA in project management. That sounds like an important kind of activity that you should be involved in.
Yes.
Every activity should be managed by somebody, and I guess you need project managers to effectively and do a good job of being able to do that.
Yes.
I think before the program, you were also telling me you were taking a dual course and you were going to get another master's degree.
Actually, right now I'm taking 2 courses in the master's degree program at one time, which is not a usual case.
Yeah.
I decided to try to rush my degree, and right now I'm carrying an A average, which says a lot. I'm studying all the time.
So the second master's will be in what? Also in project management?
I'm thinking about organizational management.
Okay.
Just so